How are you?
How are you? Bring my family.
I think you can make it. Hi.
Our school, well, as you can see, it's an old mansion, sort of, but our school, it's a really amazing school, and all the teachers and all the classmates get along really well. And
It's a really good community.
yeah, it's a really great community, and you can trust the teachers. You can talk to the teachers about what you need to, and the teachers make all the things really interesting and fun.
Yeah, I see a lot of kindness in the school. Like every kid in the school is kind.
Everybody's really engaging. If you want to go talk to someone randomly, like a grade 6, and go say like, hey Eli, want to help me with my math or help me with my scratch project or my homework, then he'll definitely help me.
Going through almost 9 years of this school, I think it's pretty safe to say that everyone tries to include people and everyone wants the best for others.
Dr. Blotz founded the Institute of Child Study 90 years ago, and at the time he was working with war veterans, and he was designing rehabilitation activities for them, and he discovered that the more secure they felt, the more willing they were to take risks and to try out these activities and be successful with them. So he applied this to children. It was kind of revolutionary at the time, and started a nursery program with children based on this idea that the more secure they felt, the more willing that they would be to take academic risks and to try out new ideas and to feel comfortable making mistakes. So it was more of a psychological security. Our first job as teachers is to get to know the children, to know them as individuals, to know their likes and their dislikes, their interests, to welcome their ideas and their voices. When children feel known and valued as part of the community and loved for who they are, then they're more willing to open up.
Let's see how it plays out. Okay. Oh, that. Okay. Yeah. Right. That's what you did. Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. But maybe that's better. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree. Okay. Back and forth. Back and forth.
We also see this sense of security is important on the playground and their social development. It's really foundational to everything that happens here.
We're gonna break this and rebuild it. Smaller.
So I've got the V, I turn it upside down and make a bridge.
It's at A.
Yeah, sweetheart, there's an A. Press that. Gabriel, this is beautiful. Are you happy with it?
Really
G-A-B. I like your name too, but I like you down here as well. This is lovely. Are y'all finished? Do you want to draw? Like carve your, let me get you a toothpick.
You like my umbrella?
I do.
So Kai, these animals stay here, but these animals, your monkey and your crocodile, these, these come home with you today.
Wait, if you wanted September 29th.
The fact that it's a house allows us to give children a feeling of coming home, and that it's a home away from home. And that's true for all the people that work in the building. We don't want to lose that feeling. We want to keep the fireplaces in the classroom and keep the entranceway the same so that children and families and teachers and everybody entering the building has that feeling of entering a home.
Laboratory schools began 100 years ago when an American educational philosopher, John Dewey, was working at the University of Chicago. And he looked around and realized that in many parts of the university there were laboratories where scientists could explore and investigate, but not in education. And so he felt that education was a very legitimate area of study and decided to design a laboratory school. The purpose of a laboratory school is manifold. One is to explore what's possible in education, to really examine how children learn best. It's also a teacher education site where teachers are learning to be teacher researchers, examining the best practice and also contributing to research whenever possible. And the third part is that it is a research site in the sense that we can be collecting new information and then sharing that with public schools. Often laboratory schools are a place of dissemination. We invite visitors to come and observe our practice, and we're often invited to conferences as well to share what we've discovered. And so it is a place of learning.
Look at the baby's drinking milk.
So does the baby always drink milk?
Let's see. Squirrels and people. People have different feelings about squirrels. Some people think squirrels are pests. No.
So something that bothers you?
No. They're not. Squirrels are nice.
We always begin, as John Dewey would have expected, with the children. What are the children bringing? What are they excited about? What do they understand right now?
Can you see the layer of the atmosphere, Tom? Yeah.
I will reach the clouds by myself.
He's past the layers.
When we are, say in a math lesson, if we, ask what people's responses are, so what did you get? Nope. What did you get? Nope. What did you get? Yes. And then you stop. You lose so much. Do you want to think about it a little bit more?
It's because there's that stem that slows it down.
Maybe that spine, that stem is slowing it down. You might have missed a whole bunch of kids over here who might have got the answer right, but now you've stopped at the first right answer, as if that's the only thing that's important. So their responses don't count anymore. They're not of value anymore. But more importantly, you really miss the children's thinking. If you are only listening for the right answer, you don't know why they have said that. It might be the right answer because they've heard something like that before, but they don't really understand what they're saying. It might be the wrong answer, but there's some really interesting thinking going behind it.
Visitors come with a fresh set of eyes and they notice things, and we benefit from that.
Oh, we're ready. Oh my gosh, so tricky.
Not tricky at all.
Not tricky at all.
It's part of what being a lab school means, is you are trying to connect with the broader educational community, which means we have to open our doors. The researchers who are leading that, Bev Caswell and Joan Moss, have created this very unique, very powerful form of professional development. They're working on very specific areas of math curriculum and thinking, how can we make this fun for the children so the children want to be engaged in it, but how can we make it meaningful in a way that's connected to the curriculum, so we get a window into the children's thinking.
We always have an eye to what is the reality in the public school system, so that we're never so detached that people come and say, well, I can't do any of this. No, we want people to see themselves, that they can see that they can do this in their classroom. In a way, wouldn't it be wonderful if every school saw itself as a laboratory school?
They have like adjustable seatbelts, but it's also about the seat itself. Like if there's like a really like bigger than average person, and they can't like fit in like the average seat of an airplane, then they can't really like fly very comfortably. My question is, do you think this is a good idea or not to make like
a bench on a plane.
They seem to foster an ability to participate into culture, to embrace the opportunities for, discussion, for dealing with differences of point of view, and for the kind of compromise and reconciliation that's part of a democracy.
I think it might make people kind of uncomfortable. Just like, are you a beast? Do we need to make like a bigger seat for you? It might be like kind of awkward for a lot of people. But yeah, if like there might be a few flaws in this plan, but overall I think it's a pretty good idea. So
right behind you. So okay, so everybody.
Hello.
You can say hi to Benai.
Hi,
So Benai, every Friday we sit down and we talk about the week, and we talk about what we enjoyed. And now people are giving each other reminders like walk when you're in the school and use your inside voice, all that stuff. So Grace has just said she wants people to wipe the seat in the bathroom. So if you make a mess in the bathroom, okay. Everybody, it's Grace's turn to talk right now.
Tell us.
And I'm writing her idea down. So wipe the seat in the bathroom. If you make a mess, that's good manners for sure. Next week, maybe you can come with ideas for the backwards day, and we can make a list of all the ideas of what you want to do, and then we can plan. Okay? Okay.
They begin to realize that it protects them, that if they kind of buy into how their actions can support a really positive, open, independent environment, they realize it benefits them, because then they get to make choices, then they get to be as independent as possible.
Thanks, girl. We'll see you shortly.
Authority is only deserves to be respected when the authority itself is respectful. If I'm disappointed with something that a child has done, or if I don't like something that a child has done, it's not because I don't like it or I don't want them to. That can't be the reason why they don't do it. There has to be a reason that is about how it's impacting other people, how it's impacting their peers, how it's impacting the environment itself. If it's feeling like the kind of play that's happening here isn't very thoughtful, what we might do is say that there can't be quite so many people here. Right now there are 4, 8, 11 kids playing here. So we might say it needs to be less for it to stay a thoughtful kind of play, okay? So I'm going to let you try to make it work with the kids who are here, because I don't want to send anybody away, but I do need you to be thinking about the way that you're playing and talking to each other, okay? Excellent. Go ahead. I'll get a little bit out of your way to give you some space.
Diversity is definitely an essential component of our philosophy and what we see as our mandate. We need to be reflecting the community in which we live. And Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in the world, and we want our classrooms to reflect that on many levels. It's also because it's just something that we deeply value, that it's not enough to just tolerate diversity, that we have to move beyond that to celebrate diversity, and to see that by bringing all people of all different types together, that we together were creating something more than we would without that.
They decided not to ride the buses until they could sit anywhere they wanted. So people were so mad about Rosa Parks being arrested for not giving up her seat for a white man that they said, we are not going to ride the buses anymore until you treat us fairly. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them until the white city leaders had to agree they could sit anywhere they liked. So did they fight with people?
No.
Were they hurting people?
No.
No, they were peaceful.
They just walked, and then finally they let them sit whatever they want.
The government said, you know what? I guess these people must be right.
One of the things that the Institute stood for was that the normal child needed to be appreciated as having a great deal of diversity, and that the normal child evidences a lot of things that might seem strange to people in terms of the way they learn or the way they react to things, and that it was important for normality to be defined very broadly and that kids be accepted broadly.
So one of our rules is you can't say you can't play.
You Can't Say You Can't Play is the title of a book that's written by Vivian Paley.
So it's pretty much like people excluding, so like if someone wants to play with you, you can't really say no unless you just want to hang out by yourself. But I just want to be Sure.
Can I help? Yep. And we can make balls. Can I help?
Older children don't go up to each other and say, "Can I play?" necessarily, but exclusion can happen on a more mature level.
You don't have to be friends with everyone, but you have to be friendly to everyone.
And there are many ways throughout the day, by words that we say and body language and actions and choices that we make, where we can either be excluding or including people.
A dispassionate kind of laboratory is not what this place is. It's a place that is deeply concerned about children, not just the children of the school, but all children.
That's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard.
And there is a kind of sense of the importance of the well-being of children being tied in with the well-being of our civilization.
What did Obadiah say? He said,
The house is too noisy!
Like, what makes it a classroom is that it has, 25 different individuals in it, 25 people, right? Human beings in it, right? Each one of them with, a super rich emotional life, just as rich as each of ours, right? You know what I mean? The emotional life of all the people in the classroom, teacher and students, right? That determines how successful anything in the room is going to be. Children don't learn from people they don't like, right? They don't learn material that they find boring. They don't learn when they're unhappy.
Some are swirling, some are leaping, some are spinning, some are moving on tiptoes. Shivering nothing. Shivering everything.
woo! Goodbye, Michael. Goodbye, Soren. And goodbye, Dahlia. He just wouldn't stay away. No. You'll be my pick. You'll always be my friend. Your knees, slap your knees. Smile, say cheese. On this you can depend. Whoa, who can I pick? You'll be my pick. You'll always be my friend.
We also have a period for special friends. You may know about it, but it's when an older student meets up with a younger student and they play together.
Can you find the bus going brum, brum? Yep. Can you find the tractor going chug, chug, chug? You're really good at this.
I think it's a bit harder because they're younger and we're a bit older, but it's also you can talk to them and sort of make them feel not alone and know that they always have a friend, maybe somewhere. And on the flip side, we also get to know other people's names and understand what the people in younger grades and younger ages are thinking and feeling.
better for the big kids than it is for the little ones, right? You know, like it's not that it's better, but it does more for the big kids than it does for the little ones. You know, the little ones play, right? But, you know, the big kids, it's this, you know, it's an exercise in empathy and perspective taking and patience.
No, we put them in here. No, we put them in the box. In your classroom, remember? No. No, we put them in there. Wait. Actually, we put them in, remember? That box with all of them are in it. That's where we
especially for boys who, you know, don't always, you know, who the culture doesn't encourage them to be caregivers, right? You know, it doesn't encourage boys to be, it doesn't encourage boys or men to, you know, be people who care for little children.
How do you like that? I think it looks perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, perfecto.
I hadn't come back for 11 years, and seeing all these people who remember you as an 11-year-old girl with braces and stuff like that, that's really funny. But they welcomed me back so with open arms.
My life come full circle after being a student here and now a teacher here. And I was a parent here, so I was wearing many hats.
You know, seeing my son today, who is essentially my age going through school at exactly the same school I went through, you know, it's interesting to look at him and wonder, you know, what my own experience was, not just trying to remember it, but to see it through him.
So I'm in the grade 2 room for me, and I'm thinking the last time I was in this room for any length of time, I was like trying to learn how to write, you know. So, and now I'm talking to my son, his class.
The reason, you know, parents bring their families, bring their kids, and then they stay all the way to the end and they don't leave, right? You know, is that I think I think there is a core of what's going on here that's really right.
Sad and joy that's light, the fish are moving right. I thought I saw